This is Pops, and yes, that's new. We're going to try this out because you notice there's dark mode on this service. But yeah, Spider-Man Noir is all set, moving over to Amazon, which is pretty much what we expected. Sony is all about licensing their stuff out. They're not interested in, doing their own streaming service. It's kind of the right strategy to go. So I'm very excited about that. And they actually have tapped into a writer, which kind of makes me kind of excited as well. So here's the news from Variety. There, Steve Lightfoot. He's the guy who had worked on the Netflix Punisher show, and he was one of the co-showrunners over there. And he's going to be brought in. This was announced back in February, but of course, we had strikes and all that kind of stuff. So, Oren Uziel is the writer on the project. Will serve along Lightfoot as the co-showrunner and executive producers. So not that Lightfoot has total control, but the fact that they're bringing him in like this, I think is actually a great move. It says, quote, as previously reported, the Untitled series will follow an older, grizzled superhero in the 1930s New York City. An individual with the knowledge of the project says the show will be set in its own universe and the main character will not be Peter Parker. Well, no, it's Spider-Man Noir. So we want Spider-Man Noir to be in his own universe, to be separate, that would really fit into the Sonyverse. That's kind of what we want. That would make sense. Then it talks about his time over at Netflix working on The Punisher, working with John Bernthal for 2 seasons. And then it talks about some other stuff that he's done, working on Hannibal, Narcos, and Behind Her Eyes. The latter I had not seen, but I am definitely familiar with Hannibal and Narcos, which I think are great shows. Let's see. Spider-Man Noir is the second known project based on the Sony-controlled Marvel characters at Amazon. It's previously announced that Amazon was moving forward with the series Silk Spider Society, which I haven't spent any time looking into because I'm just sort of like, ugh. But we'll see. I could be wrong. That's with a different showrunner, Angela Kang, talks about that. So that's the partnership. So Uziel developed the show along with Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse producers Phil Lord and Christopher Miller, and the Sony boss, who's now left, Amy Pascal, but she is going to be producing as well on some of stuff. So, yeah, what are you thinking about the idea that we're going to see Amazon be the landing place for some of the Sony product, the Sony Spider-Man stuff, and probably possibly other stuff? I would think that this would be a good fit for both entities. I think it would be a good fit for both Sony and Amazon, because Amazon's getting something. Again, I'm not trying to take away from the boys and that kind of stuff, but I would assume that Spider-Man Noir will probably be not so adult in its theme and presentation. I think it can be intense. I think it could be very much in line with Punisher. I would not like to see that level of profanity or nudity or things like that, but I would love to see that level of like street violence and action. And I think it greatly complement some of the stuff we have over on Amazon. So that was pretty good. So yeah, interesting news. Spider-Man, Spider-Verse stuff is still moving forward, and we'll be interested to see how that plays out. So, and yes, been trying out a different service. Wanted to see how this one works. It has a ton of buttons and gizmos and gadgets and stuff to see. So it's the free version. That's why the little logo is right there. But I don't want to move totally to anything else until I know more about this service. So anyway, love to hear your thoughts and feedback. Thanks for watching, everybody. Take care. I am Pops.
Yeah. Right?